Hey everyone, John with Tidewater Gardener here. So, this episode, we're going to talk about what went wrong last year and how we're going to fix it. All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is the structures I had last year. What I had last year worked out pretty good. But what I didn't take into account for was the fact that everything rots if it's not salt treated. About halfway through the summer, my bean poles gave out and they fell in the middle of the garden and I had to scrap everything. So this year, what I've done is I went and bought 4x4 posts, sank them in the ground with some concrete, and I had some leftover electric fence wire. And basically made a trellis like that. A new addition to the garden this year is drip line irrigation. And man, are we saving a lot of water. Last year with just the water sprinklers, I think my water bill went up quite a bit. We're gonna see what it does this year. So I've got it set to 2 zones. First zone does the first 3 rows. Second zone does the other 4. I also didn't understand how much water was being wasted by using a sprinkler. When I wanted to water just my plants, I was actually watering the rows, which were increasing the weeds, which I had a big problem with last year. So what's going on here is I've got a leak in my irrigation. So what I had to do was patch the line with a piece of tubing and 2 hose clamps. It hasn't really been fixed all the way, but it definitely slows the water down. A big difference between this year and last year is this year I decided to run all the rows in one direction. I did not incorporate any curves or designs into the garden. First of all, it was very difficult to maintain. You could not access it with a rototiller because of all the curves, and it got to be a pain to really deal with. This year, I'm incorporating a Farmall 100, which will be maintaining the rows. The Farmall 100 was my grandfather's. He used it for tobacco farming, and now I use it for vegetable gardening. So to recap this video, the 3 big changes from last year's garden to this year's garden are going to be my structures. They're going to be more sound and secure. My watering systems, I'm no longer going to be using sprinklers or overhead watering. It's going to be strictly drip line. And finally, I'm going to incorporate straight rows. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I look forward to making more this summer once all the vegetables start coming in. So stay tuned. And this is John with Tidewater Gardener.